Hi Libra, welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel. This is your mid-June 2023 love reading. Thank you to those of you who liked, viewed, shared, and subscribed to the channel. I appreciate all of that. Those of you new to the channel, swords will be in front of us. It's what I call the bridge in the gap spread. And the way it works is to look at the past, present, and future energies between you and the main love interest. Once we go through all that, we'll pull some oracle cards to some additional insight as well. And that's where the bridge in the gap dynamic comes into play. And as far as the decks being used, on the left side we have the Lover's Path Tarot, on the right side we have the Romantic Tarot. And also keep in mind it's a general reading, so I'm going to be referring to the cards on the left as your energy and the cards on the right as the other person's. If you feel like it's a way around in your situation, then definitely trust that. Alright, so with all that out of the way, we'll get started. Past energy on your side, we have love. So this is the equivalent of the Lovers in traditional tarot, which is a Gemini energy. And on the one hand, could be a bit self-explanatory, right? Which could just be saying you might have really felt heavily drawn to this person and felt like you might have felt genuine love toward them, even if you didn't necessarily feel like you knew them all that well. So it could have just been one of those things where initially upon meeting them, you might have felt like you've known them for a long time, possibly even like a past life type thing. All right. Past energy on their side, we have the Knight of Wands. So it could just be saying that this person's approach might have been more casual in the past, so they might have come in with a very passionate energy to them, but they might not have necessarily been looking at it through the same lens you were, as far as it being like a long-term thing, so they just might have had a more casual approach to it. And for some of you, this could also just be saying that in the past you might have had physical distance between the two of you as well, so one of you might have had to travel to see the other, or might have even met each other while traveling. Right. Present energy on your side, we have the Ten of Arrows. So what always stands what always stands out to me with the artwork in this deck is we see the 9 arrows pointed down together, and then we see the 1 arrow pointing in another direction. So to me, this almost makes me think of the 9 of Arrows energy, which usually points to anxiety, loss of sleep, right? Just a lot of fear around the situation. And then to me, that almost feels like the Ace of Arrows energy, which could point to having an epiphany around the situation. And given that we see that 1 arrow pointed in this direction, could just be saying that for some of you might be communicating to this person. So for some of you, you might discuss that you might want to end the connection, right? If you feel like, oh, I'm looking at it through this lens of something serious, whereas this person's viewing it as a more casual thing. But for others of you, could just be saying that it could be more around you deciding to express your feelings for this person too, letting them know the depth of your feelings, whereas in the past they might not have been aware that you might have made it seem like the casual thing was fine with you. All right, present energy on their side, we have the 5 of Swords. So this is Aquarius energy here, and it could just be saying that to me, if there was something that they said or did that could have caused a split within the connection, I feel like this is saying that they might have some heavy regret around that. Usually with the 5 of Swords in a lot of decks, it looks like the person knows very well that they're engaging in a toxic dynamic, but they're still choosing to do so anyway. Whereas here, we do see, look at the person's facial expression and just the overall environment, it looks like there's some genuine regret around the situation on their part. So for some of you, this could be them, especially, like I said, maybe if you express them like, hey, I was viewing this as more of a serious thing, whereas you were taking it in a more casual route. So it could just be one of those types of discussions there that might actually have them have some regret around the way they might have approached the situation in the past. All right, future energy on your side, we have the 10 of Coins. So this is actually a Virgo energy here, so it could just be saying that maybe by the time we get into Virgo season, you'll be a lot more open to the connection and actually seeing tangible results of the connection, right? So like I said, a lot of this could have been a bit of a romanticized type vision that you might have had for the connection, and it looks like I said, in the present, there could be a move on your part to actually communicate feelings, whether it's around a disappointment with this person in the past or just letting them know how deep your feelings go for them. by the time we get to Virgo season, you might actually see the potential, like, okay, yes, this could actually build into something long term now, something tangible, something stable. All right, and the future energy on their side, we have Justice. So Libra energy here, and again, similar timeline because that represents the end of Virgo season. This represents the start of Libra season. But if not just pointing to a timeline itself, I don't know why this card won't focus, but it could just be pointing to them actually putting in the effort to restore the balance, right? Where, like I said, even if they didn't do anything deceptive necessarily, it looks like at the very least they might have had a far more casual approach to the connection compared to you. So this could just be saying that now, with that brought to their awareness, like I said, it looks like you guys are going to have some kind of discussion in the present. And as we progress through the next few months, you'll see that they're actually going to do their best to restore a balance within the situation and do their fair share in the connection as well. All right, bottom of the deck on your side, we have Triumph. So this is the equivalent of the World card in traditional tarot. And yeah, this could just be saying that this might have been quite a bit of a long cycle between the two of you, right? So it might have taken a long time for you to get to the stage where you feel like, okay, we've actually gotten things moving in the right direction. So could have been on again, off again, dynamic, you name it, but definitely looks like there's a positive cycle of completion coming up for you guys. All right. And bottom of the deck on their side, we have the Tower. So yeah, like I said, it seems like there's some realization here around, like I said, maybe the approach that they took in the past just wasn't the best, right? So like I said, even if there wasn't deception, like the player type energy, but more of them just taking such a light approach to it and knowing that you might have been feeling it a lot more deeply, right? Could just be them coming to that realization that, yeah, okay, maybe I didn't take the best approach to things, and now they'll be working through that to actually, like I said, with the justice energy we see in the future, to actually restore the balance within the situation. All right, so moving on to the oracle cards. First, we'll see what we get from the message of love oracle cards here. Just looking for one card with general advice for the connection. Almost had one there. Oh, and got one there. And next we'll see what we get from the Wisdom the Oracle deck. Same situation, just going to pull a single card here, and then we'll read both and wrap up the reading with that. Alright, already got one there, and I'm making a mess. But first, let's see what we got here. Okay, we have strictly sexual. It says this connection is passionate but not enduring. Okay, so definitely important there, right? Because that definitely seems to connect with the Knight of Wands energy that we were talking about in the past. And now that does seem to give it a little bit more of a clear definition, right? Where, like I said, for some of you, it might not have been that they came in with necessarily a player type energy, but more of just, hey, they didn't realize the depth of the feelings on your side. So definitely be on the lookout for that, right? You might have to actually flat out call this person out, like, hey, what exactly do you see with this connection, right? Because like I said, it looks like you have that desire for it to be something more serious, and seeing this card come out along with that card there, like I said, it looks like maybe they are just viewing it in a more casual sense. But with that said, I still feel like that conversation can be productive for the two of you, because like I said, it looks like once you bring to their awareness, like, hey, I actually thought this was going to be something more serious, looks like that could be a bit of a wake-up call for them. And like I said, as we move forward, it looks like you actually might see more potential for the connection in the future. But at the very least, it looks like you might have to have a discussion around that. All right. And we have Clean It Up. There's the artwork, and the number is 21. All right, same number as the Triumph card there, but we'll see what that has to say. All right, the relationship message says, time to clear the air, take a look at your side of the street and say what's on your mind. Sweep away the old stuff, so that a spring breeze can flow through with new energy. It's the perfect time to do an inventory of your dynamics and see what's yours and what's not yours to clean up the relationship. Everyone brings some baggage. Sort through what you brought with you and let go of what is no longer needed. Become unencumbered, and your relationship will flourish. So, yeah, definitely an interesting message there, right? As far as clean up, because, yeah, like I said, it might have just been one of those things where, for some of you, I don't feel like they really did necessarily mean to be outright deceptive. But again, like I said, in the past, they might have just thought that you were viewing it in a casual sense as well. But like I said, it definitely looks like there does need to be a discussion around that. And like I said, I feel like once it's brought to their attention that, hey, I actually thought this was on the path to something more serious, it looks like that will cause a moment of reflection for them. And like I said, it looks like they will actually put in the genuine effort to be more present in the connection. So hopefully that resonated with you guys. We'll wrap up there, and I'll see you all next month. All right, bye.